Hello.
and Shredney.
Hello.
How are you guys doing this fine evening?
All
Pretty
right.
good. I was just
Oh,
telling Shredney how basically I prepared notes for this stream because I actually have Gungeon opinions.
okay. Well, you can share those whenever you'd like. I actually haven't played the game in a little while, so it's gonna be I'm gonna be like even worse than is usual. Oh, that's not how you do that. There you go. But yeah, whenever you want to do that, go right ahead.
Alright.
Actually, the game's a little loud. I'm gonna turn it down. You guys still there?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm still there. I'm trying to figure out Twitch is doing something weird for me.
Oh, okay.
I'm not seeing the stream notes yet.
Yeah, me neither.
That's strange.
I don't
It's
know.
live for me. I actually had to mute the tab because it started talking back to
Oh,
me. Try refreshing the page. Sometimes it just doesn't take the first time.
yeah. I've been refreshing the app entire.
Huh. There might
What's
also
going
just
on?
be like a lot of stream delay today. I don't know if there's some kind of
Maybe.
event going on or what.
Could be.
Possibly.
This is very peculiar.
Hmm. You guys are on the right channel, right?
I am definitely on the right channel. God
Okay.
damn.
Just
I,
checking.
I follow like two, maybe three people.
Mm, yeah, I mean, like, I can definitely see the stream, so it's up. I don't know why you guys can't.
Ah!
What, what was that?
I was making noises because it's just annoying.
Well,
It was so annoying.
Exasperated ferret noises.
in the
Exasperated.
distance.
Oh, there you are. There you are.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think it might just be that there's a bunch of. Darn it, I accidentally used a blank again. I think there might just be a bunch of stream delay today. I don't know, there might be some kind of event going on.
Yeah,
Could be.
yeah, I think I got it now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like I'm seeing an app now, as Twitch is wont to do.
Yeah, that's the first part, and then eventually you'll actually see me with my little marine man. Already lost my armor
Yep.
and one of my heart pieces. So Trey, what are your dungeon opinions?
Okay, so I like the game a lot, even though I'm not good at it, like in the slightest.
Mm-hmm.
For one, and then I think I've gotten to the gungeon proper maybe twice, 3 times now.
So the
So
okay.
slowly but sure, slowly but surely, I will have to get used to semi-automatic weapons if I hope to see any success. Because I don't know what it is about video games, but I tend to really gravitate more towards like just rapid fire all the time, and it's like,
Mm.
yeah, that's not gonna work. So yeah, all 4 of the regular playable characters are pretty fun. Although I tend to gravitate the pilot because he's working. I like him, even though his starter weapon is kind of butt.
The pilot was the first character that I beat the game with
Huh.
because of his shop discount thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good too. Um, so the convict probably has my favorite of the like starting loadouts. Although I'm not nearly skilled enough to like make her rage mode worth like actually anything really, because
Yeah, I don't.
I'm just like not. Yeah,
Yeah, like I don't entirely know. Like I've been playing the game basically since it came out, and I still don't entirely know, uh, like how you're supposed to make the convicts stuff work for you. Because starting with shotgun is itself kind of weird, and then you got the rage mode thing and a bunch of other stuff. Hello, Manny.
yeah. Hello.
I
So yeah, going forward, the Marine's armor is useful, although I'm not really big on his starting weapon. It's just like I don't know.
I
Maybe
think
that's just me.
I think of the four starting pistols, it's the most powerful, but it's definitely also like the least. Uh, like there's not really any nuance to it. You just kind of point and shoot.
Yeah.
Why do you have a balloon?
That's part of a side quest, which I'm finishing now. Actually, I actually might have recorded when I first got this. I don't remember, but there is a blacksmith at the very bottom of the dungeon or of the dungeon, and one of the things you find down there is a broken robot arm, and you take it to her, and she puts it in a balloon and sends it up to the floor above that. So on your next run,
Okay.
you find it on that floor, you send it up to the floor above that, and so on and so forth, till eventually you get it here, and then it will go to the top of the dungeon, presumably after I beat this level. And then you get some kind of reward. I don't really know what it is. I forget.
So yeah, more Gungeon pinions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the Hunter's Revolver is sweet. I like it a lot, but I am no good with the crossbow, like in the slightest.
Did you know that if you click the button faster, you can get the crossbow to shoot more quickly?
Huh. I actually didn't.
That's true, I think, of all of the weapons that are not automatic.
Also, I didn't have this one written down, but I think that you're like 100% right when it comes to the whole controller thing,
Yeah.
because like playing it with an Xbox One controller is just significantly easier on me. I think than trying to do it with keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, not in addition to being easier like game wise, it's also just like easier on your hands. Or at
Yeah,
least it is for me. I don't know about anybody else, but
yeah. I I changed the setup on the controller from the default controls to make it so that the back triggers shoot instead of the bumpers.
yeah, I don't like the default controls. I have it set up differently too.
Yeah, and then I have like A set as the dodge roll instead of B because I don't know, I'm just weird like that.
Yeah. I have the circle button as the dodge roll. I forget. That's like B on the 360
Yeah,
controller, I think. There we go. Arm sent to previous chamber. That's
you know
that side quest taken care of.
I've gotten pretty good at like just determining which which button on the Xbox controllers correspond with the ones on the PlayStation ones. It's just like instinctive at this point.
It is weird that the PlayStation is, to my knowledge, the only major console that doesn't letter their buttons.
Okay, what gets me is the fact that so you have the Xbox layout and then the Nintendo layout, and they're different, but they use the same letters.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, that's right. The B and the A positions are reversed on a Nintendo controller, aren't they?
That they are.
I forgot about that because I haven't I've never other than the Wii I've never owned a stand-up Nintendo console, so I don't ever remember that that's the case.
It's Gatling Goal.
Yes, it is.
Going back to my my list, I think he's a scrub, but I haven't figured out how to reliably beat him yet.
Uh, Gatling Goal is weird because how difficult he is depends a lot on which room layout you get. Because
Gotcha.
there's one with pillars that he's like super easy on, but this one and the one that's just like a bunch of broken chandeliers are kind of a nightmare.
I tend to usually get the one room that has like it's like grass, and then it's got like a bunch of bushes in a crosshair shape.
Yeah, that one sucks too.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Also, Bullet King's a scrub too, but same deal.
Bullet King, you mostly just have to watch out for that thing where he does like he spins around.
Yeah,
Also, Manny, I'm sorry to hear that your computer can't run Gungeon. That sucks.
So yeah,
Did he just get set upon by rats?
No, those are his bird children or
Oh,
brothers or something.
birds. Oh,
Boards.
birds.
Yes.
the decomposure of the Birdman.
That's my
So
favorite
what?
prog rock album.
Michael
I
Keaton
mean,
would be proud.
I mean, I was gonna make a joke that involved a similarly ridiculously prog rock sounding name for something, but I can't think of one right now off the top of my head, and it's
Mm,
sad.
Armadillo Racetrack.
Armadillo Racetrack sounds more uh, like no, I'm
You're
gonna
thinking
stop
very
you because I
deeply
have a
about
distinct
this.
idea. I have a distinct idea of what that sounds like, but I'm not sure how to describe it. Like there are times when you just know an album like by the title, you just know what it's going to be. But articulating what that means is very difficult.
You know what one of those albums is particularly?
What?
What?
Five Star Stunner by Birdman.
That is true.
Yeah, most Birdman albums are like that. I think.
Uh, yeah, yeah. You're not wrong.
Also, the Cultist is a cutie, but I haven't tried the co-op yet.
Oh yeah, the cultist is interesting because they actually have like their own set of starting items and their own ending and stuff. Unfortunately, the co-op is local only, so
Yeah,
I've not gotten a chance to ever try that out.
if they ever add an online, you know who to call.
Yeah, definitely. I think that they said that they had wanted to at one point, but like the net coding was just not good enough
Yeah,
or something. Maybe they'll add that in the expansion pack that they've been planning for like a year now.
yeah.
The future is
So
always open.
Hmm?
I said the future is always open.
Usually.
Usually.
last thing on my list, I still haven't gotten deep enough in to find out what the hegemony credits actually do. Although I think I unlocked one of the like secret things that you get from like unlocking something in the tutorial.
Oh, that's just money. You use it to buy new items in the top world.
Mm.
Have you met Candace and Ox yet?
No.
Okay, there's like a lady in a pink outfit and her giant robot friend that you'll run into at some point. Once you rescue them, you can buy stuff from them in the overworld.
Neat.
That's how you
Cool.
get new stuff in the game. And there's a couple other vendors too. There's like an orc guy and a man with like a weird hat, and there's a blob man that speaks in the alien language from Futurama.
I've seen the trash guy in the like pipes.
The trash guy.
Well,
Oh,
When you
oh,
say
sorry, go on.
there's a guy with a weird hat, how weird a hat are we talking?
It's not really that weird. It's just like I'll show you. I'll show it to you next time we die. He's got like a turban kind of, but it's sort of tall and disheveled.
I saw the episode of Adventure Time today where Finn's hat came to life. It was a weird episode.
I vaguely remember that one.
I have not. I don't think. I definitely have not gotten that far. But then the weirdest thing about it's just more and more like I checked the TV tropes article on Adventure Time and quickly realized, oh dear lord, it's been many years since I've actually watched this. and a lot has happened.
Yeah, I catch up on
Oh
it
yeah,
like once a year. I can't like do the week by week thing with Adventure Time for whatever reason. I don't know why. I
I
don't think
can't
it's a
really do the
problem with the
week.
show, but
No, it's not. It's just I can't do the week by week thing with anything.
same.
I
You know.
thought I couldn't, and then Kill the Kill premiered, and then I
Okay, yeah. Well,
found
I
out that actually that's kind of a fun thing to do. So now I try to do it once a
I
year at
mean,
least.
yeah, but I did that with Kill la Kill too. It's just that I don't think I've done it with much of anything else. Like it's like almost
Well,
for me the exception that has proved the rule. It's just something that I don't do because I
yeah,
like being able to go at my own pace.
I get it.
Oh yeah, the other one was Madoka Magica, but that was long after it actually aired in Japan.
Oh
So
yeah, there was a dub broadcast somewhere, wasn't there?
yeah, later.
It was like on
Also
freaking sci-fi or something, or one of those
yeah,
channels
but
that.
it was around the same time that they started uploading it on I think Hulu or something.
Okay.
Which
Ah,
makes sense because of the deal with Aniplex.
Hmm.
Distribution weirdness. Um so I actually watched that week by week when it was showing up officially in the United States.
That's cool.
Um
Um,
but
sorry to
that's it.
interrupt. Just in a minute, you guys should see. This is the guy with the hat. His name is Doug. I forgot that.
Okay.
And oh, I fell. And this over here is the orc guy, whose name I don't remember. And then if we go,
Okay, is oh, Doug is the guy with the why does he have a turban and he's bouncing up and down?
that's just how he is.
He looks like a bug.
He does look a little bit like a bug. He also looks like the keeper from Adventure Time.
your breach is so much fancier than mine is.
That's because I've been playing for like a year and a half.
Yeah, sure.
I got a new item for delivering the arm. Anyway, this is Candace and Ox. You buy things from them, but I've bought almost everything that they have. There's only two more items I have left to buy, and one of them costs 100 hegemony credits.
That is a lot.
Yeah, it's like the thing you're supposed to unlock after you get everything else.
The question is, in this context, what do they mean by hegemony?
That's the name of like the space empire in the
I
background.
I I assumed that
It's like
because
called the hegemony of man or something. There's a
yeah,
couple
because it yeah.
there's a couple other things that are called like hegemony whatever. Like there's a couple guns
Yeah,
and
it's also like but I mean it's kind of funny because the term hegemony refers to like sort of a kind of like a state of military supremacy over a region,
mhm.
but it's also frequently used in the context of Antonio Gramsci's theories about culture to refer to basically when an idea is not inherently common sense, but it becomes accepted as quote unquote common sense. Like basically the idea that common sense is relative
Right.
and that hegemony in a cultural context is like, for example, certain kinds of like he was referring primarily to things like capitalist ideas because he was a Marxist, but it also refers to sort of concepts like just sort of things that are accepted which are not necessarily universally true, but they're just accepted as correct,
Right.
basically.
That makes sense. Hi
Um,
Cece.
hello.
I forgot that they did that thing with the hey guys emoji when your friend starts watching your broadcast. You guys look in chat, you'll
Oh,
see what I mean. Hey
I have
guys
no.
is the best Twitch emote.
I have no friends.
The Trigger Twins, huh?
Yeah, these guys are
I
a
haven't
pain.
met them yet.
They are interesting. Also, you can get their guns eventually. I forget what unlocks those.
Hmm.
The those sunglasses.
Yeah, you can get those
Yes.
too.
No, but I'm just saying that it's kind of funny because of you know, they're the
Anime.
tr- they're the yeah the no they're the Trigger twins, and then I just thought of Imaishi, and worked on
Oh yeah,
the damn
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
silly ass sunglasses. So I'm
Is
wondering to what degree that's intentional.
uh is Enter the Gungeon a prequel to TTGL? Discuss.
Well,
I
our
don't know if
our
anyone's
odd men
I don't know if
is
anyone's going to get that particular reference, but that's okay. Was anybody? I guess you guys aren't in the Studio Trigger Discord, so you wouldn't know. But for a while after the one episode aired, everyone was not in our Discord, but in another one, which will go unnamed. Everybody was very convinced that Little Witch Academia was proved to be a prequel to TTGL.
What?
It makes about as much sense as it sounds like it does.
weren't there like some sort of rumors like going around that Kill la Kill had the same sort of relation when it was a thing?
Yeah, everybody really, really wants everything to be a sequel to TTGL.
I I mean, I think it's enough to just sort of say that I mean, like Space Patrol Luluco sort of has most of these things happening in the same universe loosely.
Yeah, but Space Patrol Luluco is like weird.
Space Patrol Luluco is the best thing, but nonetheless, yes, it is pretty bizarre. I mean,
I
but it's
still
like
need to get around to watching the rest of that.
It's good.
you should. It's really short. You can do that in an
Yeah,
afternoon.
the entire thing I think is only like 2 hours long or something,
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably like it's what 13 episode. Yeah, like
and they're like 5 minutes each or something. It's been a
like I
while.
think yeah they're a little longer than 5 minutes. It's like 7 minutes each, something like that.
Yeah, they're
But it's like yeah, what an hour and a half maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Trigger is announcing something sometime this week. We've heard, but we don't know what it is yet. Very
Oh,
interesting and cool.
fun. So just Little Witch Academia and and Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
Yeah,
Why?
because
Why?
something magic and spiral power and also 4chan.
I mean, you know, like it would be more plausible if you simply said, "Well, they could happen in theory in the same universe at different
No,
points."
no, no.
That's
Like
narratively
people were convinced that it was going to be like confirmed. At least that
not
is my understanding
that,
of the
but
thing
like
that happened.
not. You are allowed to have if you make a world large enough, you can have things happening that aren't directly related to each other that you can plausibly say are in the same universe, quote unquote, and not have to connect them narratively.
Well, there's also the fact that Trigger doesn't own TTGL. Gainax does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah,
Well, what's
that's
left of
gonna
Gainax
cause.
does.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's kind of like a whole issue in and of itself. Um, that's yeah.
Yeah.
It's Gynax has really declined as a
They're
company.
like it barely even exists anymore. There's like
Yeah.
I was talking about this a few weeks ago with somebody, and I guess that mostly now um, they do like bit animation for other companies, and
Yeah.
it's not really the same people anymore because Ano
Yeah,
left
because
to
those
his
are the files.
studio, and then the Trigger guys made Trigger, and I guess that the people who are left behind now basically just own the name and not are really like they don't have a reason to change it, so they haven't.
Yeah, it's just like, the whole thing of like why Gynax exists in the first place is kind of fascinating. I mean, they literally had no connection to any other anime studio, which at that point was entirely unprecedented.
You know what else is entirely unprecedented?
What?
Uh, Michael Phelps is going to be racing a shark in a few months. I've heard. I tried to connect that to a joke and I couldn't, so I just shared an interesting fact I heard the other day.
That's reasonably unprecedented.
Yeah, I don't think anybody has ever raced a shark before, or if they have, I haven't heard about it.
I mean, probably during that vogue at the turn of the century for weird shit like that, but not in a long time.
The Vogue at the turn of the century for weird shit like that.
No, I'm talking about like how they used to, like have people like who would, go from town to town, and they like a traveling circus would go from town to town, right? And they'd have a chimpanzee, and they'd say to the, like, who's the strongest man in the village? We'll pay you this amount if you wrestle the chimpanzee, and then and you win. And of course, you'd never win.
Well, this was the
It would never.
pre-TV days. They had to kind of scrounge for entertainment.
Yeah, yeah. That or go to the opera, because
Thrilling.
the opera was rowdy as fuck early on.
Not every day you hear those words.
The
No,
opera
but
was rowdy as fuck.
well, it's because they would have like singers fan clubs, and they would have people like, when the villain came on, they'd boo in the audience. Like, people would be eating dinner there.
Are you sure you're not thinking of wrestling?
No, it was like professional wrestling. It's just that people sang too, and didn't, and the
Maybe professional wrestling would be better if people sang during the matches.
oh, that is actually, I think that's undisputably true. But that's because I that's because that's my opinion, and I'm objectively correct.
Something like that.
Yes, I yes, Jane, you know that I am always objectively correct.
Mm,
Oh,
well, you know what they say about leading a ferret to water.
No, I don't.
That was the joke. You guys enjoying the turtle shell symphony I'm putting on screen right now?
Yes,
I don't know if I'm seeing it just yet.
I'm seeing it, and it's really, so he's fighting a beholster, and there are like, and it's shooting a laser, and there are turtles everywhere.
Out of Super Mario World 2.
Yep.
At least I
Yeah.
think that's the one that. Is that Yoshi's Island or no?
The one for the
Apparently
Super
Money
Nintendo?
Mush jumped by a shark one. Oh, what?
It stole his phone.
It stole his
Get
phone.
rectangle.
I am here to inform you that Super Mario World 2 is in fact the one that is Yoshi's Island.
Thank
That is
you,
all.
Cece.
Hello.
Uh, you know we're a real streaming show when we have people randomly popping into the chat, into the voice call sometimes to tell us things.
Yeah, it's like, but that makes us the realest streaming show.
No, I wasn't being sarcastic. It
I'm
happens
actually
on every
definitely
one
saying.
that I watch.
All right, that is fair. That's fair. I mean, it's like it's a literal college show. Oh, jeez. Do we have to talk about politics? We already kind of do sometimes.
no, no. We
I
covered.
sampled an Alex Jones rant once.
That was that okay, that track was hilarious.
I'm a pioneer.
I'm a pioneer.
That man is frightening.
He's yeah, he sure as fuck is something that exists. He's a thing that exists. Alex Jones, he's a thing that exists.
Alex Jones. You may not believe it, but he is real. Hey guys, what's your favorite cryptid? Mine is Alex Jones.
um,
A,
uh,
a telephone.
if I treat this question seriously,
Hold on,
it's
hold
as
on.
far as it can be.
I just got a phone out of a chest in Gungeon.
Wait, yes, you did. It's a red phone.
Set the world on fire. Active. Nuclear arms were forbidden by the Third Interstellar Armistice, but as large sections of the Gungeon
Oh
existed
my
before that
god.
accord was signed, it is a bit of a gray area legally speaking. Well, that's a new
Oh,
one.
oh my god, that's an actual red phone joke. What?
One phone, two phone, red phone, blue phone.
It's like
And the yellow phone, too.
I mean, like that. That's I don't. I don't. Is that like?
You okay?
Is Doctor Strangelove a timely reference now?
Everything in this game is a reference to something, so...
Everything.
I'm also noticing that there's no charge bar, so my guess is that I can only use this once. But I guess I'll find out when I get to the boss.
Call once on the red phone, Jane.
It's a reference to the red.
That generally means you're. The red phone is the line, like directly from Moscow to the U.S. And when you call it, it generally means that you're really close to nuclear Armageddon.
Manny says he believes it is a reference to the Pentagon, to the red phone at the Pentagon that calls in the nuclear option.
Yup, that is what it is.
Yeah, that's
what
it.
The reference is. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like, it was the direct line. There was a phone. It wasn't actually red though, but it was referred to as the red phone. And in
Wait, hold on. Hold on. It's called the red phone, and it's not red.
Well, usually it's referred to like that because it's a reference to in the movie Doctor Strangelove, the phone shows up, right? And it's the only thing in a black and white film that's shown in color, and it's shown in bright red.
Yeah, but you can't just call something the red phone if it's not a red phone.
Well, black boxes aren't black, are they?
I thought they were. Are they not?
Weren't they like orange?
It's like
What the hell?
It's usually.
This is why society is falling apart. It's not.
It's usually called that in reference to the thing in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, but.
The actual phone was less romantically. It was just like a phone.
Yeah, but like that's a red phone. But if the real one's not red, they shouldn't call it the red phone. It's not red then.
But yeah, basically the whole concept is there was a direct line where the Premier of the Soviet Union and the President of the United States could talk if they were both about to fire missiles at each other, hence potentially ending the world. It was was used once, if I'm not
All right,
mistaken.
I'm gonna use it right now because I'm about to die. So,
Oh,
I got shot before it exploded.
oh, that's lame.
Yeah, it is.
While
Aw.
you're shooting a fucking mushroom.
Yeah. I'm like barely paying attention, and also I haven't played this game in like a month, so I'm even worse than usual.
Oh,
Anyway, how was your guys' like week and such?
Pretty
just so
good.
you know, though, Jane, failure builds character.
Okay, Calvin's dad.
Exactly.
My
And
stepdad, my stepdad used to say that like 100% seriously, and I think that that's like
oh god, if
a
you use
sign of
that,
someone you shouldn't be around.
yeah, yeah, you just don't engage with people who use that expression unironically.
The swiggity struggle.
Like even Calvin's dad, like said things like that. Like it was clear that he was at least partly insincere. He
Hmm.
didn't want Calvin to know that, but it wasn't particularly like he didn't believe that shit. I mean, so like if you miss the point that hard,
Yeah, I mean, I could start ranting about my stepdad, but that would be even worse than last week when we spent half an hour on the evils of colonialism. So I think we should talk about something else.
I mean, I mean, yeah, it's just like now I'm just thinking if we could somehow combine those two things.
No! Going to get
Oh
my
no, baby.
show deleted from Twitch.
Wait, would that get you deleted from Twitch?
I don't know, and I don't want to find out. I don't think so, but
Something violation of terms of service.
Violating terms of service. I'm thinking, hmm.
I think the Twitch terms of service boil down to like don't be naked on stream and don't play copyrighted music.
Honestly, the fact of
No,
the matter
there's a
is,
new one though.
the fact of the
There's a,
matter is, there's no camera focused on me, so you don't even know.
there's a new one though. Don't stream and drive.
Oh yeah, that's right. They had to actually make that
Oh
like
my
a thing. I
god.
forgot about that.
Drive.
Well, because there were people who would use not Periscope, but the other one to stream from their phones while they were
No, yeah, it was
driving.
definitely Twitch.
Yeah, well, I forget what the name of the app is. That it might just be called like the
Meerkat?
Twitch for mobile, but like the one that lets you stream from your phone to Twitch. And people would just like stream while driving, and it was an issue.
Oh my god, I think that the ultimate combo of worst possible things is you talk on the phone, scream, and drink while you drive.
Oh no.
You use two phones for that. Two
Hey
phones.
there, everybody! This is PewDiePie. Today we're going to be doing a drunk drive stream live stream to raise money for the Water for Children Fund. Let's go, people!
Be
Yeah.
sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And, I mean, and you have to be, like, smoking a joint and snorting coke up the dash. Probably vodka head at the same time.
Hey now, that's just crass.
Well, I mean,
All of the
really,
drug references were fine, but now you just clearly crossed the line.
clearly I've crossed the line. Clearly suggesting that people streaming while performing sexual acts is worse than them
There
drinking and
was
driving.
there was one time, this was like 2015, I think, and I only know this because they talked about it on the NLSS once. A guy was streaming Dota, and he had one of those little cameras in the corner, like one of those little camera insets.
Face cams.
Yeah, but like it was one that showed like his whole area as opposed to just being like a green screen of his face. So like you could see into his room when that's relevant here.
Yeah.
I guess after he was done streaming, again I'm pretty sure it was Dota or League or something like that. He forgot to turn his camera off and proceeded to have relations with his girlfriend while the camera was still on. And
I hope that his subscribers paid him well for the service.
I'm pretty sure he got his channel banned. So you know.
Because you can't show the nookie on the Twitchy. Can't do the sticky icky on the Twitchy.
Oh,
So
Lord.
you can't get you can't scratch that particular itch on Twitch.
There we go. We had to workshop it, but we made it work.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh god.
Hello, we're Shapes and Forms, and today we'll be talking about the intricacies of whether or not it's okay to perform sexual acts while streaming on Twitch.tv.
I mean, it isn't.
No, it's not.
I mean, if you did it by accident, then that's highly unfortunate.
Support us on Patreon, y'all.
Yes.
We don't have a Patreon. So if you go to Patreon and you see something, and you see something called that,
See, if we find a way for them to give us money, even if it's not actually a thing, then it still leaves open the possibility of us getting money.
but we don't have a Patreon page.
We'll set it up really fast. We'll set it up really fast, and then have if they offer us enough money, then I don't know.
We'll
We'll do something that violates Twitch's terms of service.
Got it down to a science.
I will stream while drunk and driving, even though I don't know how to drive.
You okay, Shredney? Just checking.
I'm never okay.
Deep.
Somebody make a video clip of that and post it to r/meirl.
I'm dead. Just I'm dead. I'm dead.
And what's wrong with that? Boy, oh boy, I love it when I fall for that. I'm dead.
We have fun here on the
Reading
show.
all this is text. It will be entirely in lowercase and Courier New.
Which one's Courier New again?
That's
The typewriter one.
yeah, the script
Oh,
screenwriting font.
okay. I'll work in No Play Makes Jack a Dull Boy and such.
Right.
Yes. Except it will be all in lowercase and with no punctuation.
That's how you write words now. That's punctuation is so last millennium. Pretty soon, all text communication will just look like James Joyce's Ulysses. Not that one. Finnegan's
Oh,
Wake.
you
Sorry.
mean Homestuck before the internet?
Banned.
What was Homestuck before the internet?
There.
This is Ulysses.
Well, wasn't the meme that it was Finnegan's Wake or was it Ulysses? I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was Ulysses.
Well, I mean, there was the thing because of like one or two articles that compared the two for various reasons, actually.
And then it
Some
just
of
kind of spiraled out of control and became like the meme,
yeah, yeah, it became pretty meme.
the meme of the hour.
Finnegan's Wake is more like actually
Jerk City.
crap. Yeah, or no, it's no less Jerk City, more like listening to 11 point megahertz.
11975.
Yeah, exactly, 11,975 megahertz. That is a little closer to what reading Finnegan's Wake is like to some degree.
Yeah, did you know that the reboot of that actually has like a plot?
Yes,
I
yes,
bought the one issue a couple months ago, and it was actually really good.
that's good.
Yeah.
Shame about Forsyth.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Things happen.
I have met much worse jerks on the internet.
That is true. I mean, like, he wasn't a Nazi or anything, so
Yeah, exactly.
we think.
I mean, and honestly, I've met worse jerks on the internet who weren't Nazis either. By the by, much worse. Like, holy shit, I have met some terrible people on the internet.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't even have to do with politics. It's just there are people on the internet.
Yeah, there are. Have you ever thought about that? How that there's, like, people on the internet?
Yes.
Have you
just
considered that people are
people are the internet?
Unfortunately, as you already know, people.
people?
Or the internet. Or well, I mean that's
Well,
the same.
that's that.
Welcome to the internet. Have a day.
Do you guys remember? This is like a 2006 era meme, but that picture of like the guy on skis, photoshopped to look like he's floating in space, and he looked kind of like that Ken Bone guy, and the caption says, "Welcome to the internet. I am your guide."
I don't remember this, but this is beautiful just from your description.
So fucking good. I think I remember that one, but it's such a long time ago.
I'm gonna do an internet.
Well, I'm gonna do a book.
Aww.
Astif movie is good stuff.
Yeah, the
Sounds
first
good, people.
the first couple Asdif movies were like a integral part of like the culture at my high school, which sounds incredibly stupid, but it's true. Like everybody knew those things for some reason. I don't know where it started or how, but
Honestly, I'm kind of with you there because like that was a big thing like for middle school. I think for me
mm-hmm.
because I'm younger than you, of course. So
I remember mostly I remember the end of the world.
Oh yeah, that was like much older, but I remember that one too. My stepdad actually showed me that. My mom was not happy with him after he
Weird.
did that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've seen that one.
It's the one he's like, I am retired.
yeah, it's like it's about nuclear war, and at one point France is like 1,000 missiles, but I am let out. Okay, we take a nap. 10,000 missiles.
Yeah. It's one of
Yeah,
those things that's only really funny if you like it's hard to describe while making it sound as funny as it actually is.
Yeah, it is much funnier in context.
Yes.
It is also, but I mean, like, I have used "but I am let out" since that point. Since that video was relatively new.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about now, although I still haven't seen it.
And then people think that I am doing some other reference, like with I like apparently people haven't seen it and thought I was making some other sort of joke,
Mm.
but it was like, no, I'm actually specifically referencing this thing from when I was in like fucking middle school.
Yeah.
I've been making this joke for a long time.
That's a classic of its genre.
Yeah, Yes, it's.
Caw.
I helped make a meme back in my funny junk days. It brings me shame to this day.
Well, you can't. Well, you can't tease us like that. So you got to tell us which
Well,
one
we have
it
to
is.
know what it is, yeah.
I know a guy who was involved in power ups.
In what?
You know power up comic.
Oh, yeah,
I was
the,
I knew I
I
knew
feel like our
somebody.
PS2 might want to take over the world.
Yeah, I knew a person who was involved in the creation of that. Well, actually, apparently Meta 4 on
Yeah.
the forums was like on the forum when that was that where that took shape
Well,
originally.
that was one of
So I
the...
know two people who are connected to that.
Was that one of the Truth and Beauty Bombs community things?
Yes, yes, it
Yeah,
was.
okay. I thought so.
Yeah, but I knew a guy uh, who was sort of involved in that early on. Oh, the it was the I lied meme.
Which one's that? I don't think I'm familiar with that one.
Wait a second. Let's see. Oh, oh dear.
I lied.
Alright, now I have to open this and see what this is about. Hold on. Oh, that thing. Okay.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm sorry.
Uh, Yeehaw.
Oh dear. Oh.
Well,
I
at
think that
least you have like a decent claim to fame on the internet.
Yeah.
I think I'm mostly just like known for being the guy that posted like some Patty Haddington post in on Tumblr or something. I don't even know.
I am pretty sure that I have the most minimal of all internet profiles in certain respects. Like, I think that my depressing involvement with BTL means that I am mentioned in a Dramatica article, but that's
Let's
about it.
let's not bring that evil here.
Yes, let's not bring either of those evil specters into this
uh,
conversation. But
The power of Christ compels me.
the power of Christ compels you. I have been forgiven of my sins. God has forgiven me.
I want to see what would
I
happen
still
if someone came into the stream right as you said that with none of the prior context. Hello, this is Shapes and Forms. We are a Christian ministry stream, gaming with God.
Right now we're exercising the gungeon.
Yeah.
We are exercising the gungeon in the name of Jesus, motherfuckers.
Uh, we have
Manny
fun
wants us
here.
to ignore his shame.
Well,
No,
now that I
no,
know,
we
I
won't.
can't.
We can't look away, Manny.
This
You
is
know
your
what
thing.
you did.
Gaming with God is a real thing. Are you serious? Is it what we've described here? Please tell me it is. I need to know that there's like a Christian PewDiePie analog somewhere out there in the world.
Oh Lord. Oh
Just
no.
like a guy with a beard down to his face. Or down to his
Christian
face.
now.
Down to his waist.
Description. A beard down to his face.
uh,
That is actually a really good description. He had a beard down to his face.
his eyes were eye colored.
The pupils of his eyes were black.
And his hair was the texture of pure hair. I agree.
Amen.
Actually,
Forever and ever.
I had a thought. Would you guys be okay if we switch to Spelunky after this run?
I
Sure.
would not mind.
I forgot that that works. I just need to open whatchamacallit, DS for Windows.
Gamingandgod.com.
I'm in the middle of being destroyed entirely by this Iron Maiden. So if somebody wants to look it up, like look at that and see
Jamie's
what it
in the
is.
middle of getting wrecked.
Yeah.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia. Font Jane gets wrecked.
Yeah, I've never even seen that show, but I really like that entire format for saying things.
It is a very good meme.
Uh,
I think that I think that maybe the unofficial title of this episode should be Jane Gets Wrecked.
I actually had a title in mind for the VOD, but now I've forgotten it. I'll have to rewatch. It came to me in like the first couple minutes. Actually, somebody said something, and I
Gaming
was
and
like,
God, exploring spirituality in video games, anime, and life. Dot dot dot.
"Oh, this sounds like a fucking wonderland. Please tell me more." You okay, Shredney?
I'm reading this.
You getting sucked into his deep theological arguments.
Theology.
Mm, something T-bone joke.
Godology.
Godly Pie jumps the shark. uh, I forget what I named the last episode. Somebody should go look.
Wasn't it Rave Babies?
That was the one before that. That was 2 weeks ago now. I
Can't
think.
remember the first one. Last week's on the top of my head either.
Hmm.
That's unusual.
See, that tells me that it wasn't a very good title.
What wasn't?
I forget what we named the VOD for last week's episode.
Oh dear.
Can somebody go look? Because now it's gonna bother me.
Okay, I mean, I could do that.
Thank you. It should just be at the top of my YouTube page, or in
I
the
shall
Twitch.
look it up. It will be done.
Serendipity. Wait, no, that's the first one.
It was jellyfish.
Yeah, jellyfish.
Okay.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does because I drew that jellyfish, and in fact, I have that jellyfish loaded up right here. This is our.
Super fast.
This is our.
And last, just in time for breakfast.
This is our title card now.
Yes.
I was actually gonna make us like a legit one, but I was thinking that I was gonna try to do icons and stuff for everybody.
Yeah, if you want to do that, that would actually be awesome. I just am using this because it already exists. Or if you don't want
I
to
could do a really weird one if you want me to. Like, just as a brief guest kind of thing, if you ever need it.
maybe. I actually was thinking of commissioning somebody, but I don't have any money right now, so I would have to find. Oh, jeez. Hold on. I forgot that Spelunky is the loudest game ever made. I'd have to first find somebody to that I would want to do it, and then get money to pay them to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if one of you guys wants to make one, don't let me stop you. I'll use basically anything, as evidenced by the fact that I'm currently using, you know.
This be the ocean.
Uh,
I mean, at least it's in the habitual tense.
what?
It's actually been noted that an interesting grammatical feature of like
Hold
when
on. Let me change the game name.
like people from like it's usually in well like African American vernacular English, but also in other dialects, particularly like I think Irish dialects of English. That when somebody says this is something, it's different from saying this be something, or someone does something versus someone be doing something. It means something different, which doesn't exist in other dialects of English,
So what?
which is known as the habitual form.
What be
It's known as the
someone?
habitual form.
But what be someone as anyone Evan Demore even look like?
That that's no, that's gibberish, kid. Gibberish is a different language.
uh,
No, I remember reading that post and just trying to figure out what that could possibly mean in context. And some people long before me, were brave enough to attempt it. But
yeah, well, what I've heard
don't
is that the guy who posted it was Chinese and didn't speak English, so he just like used Google Translate or something.
Ooh,
Aw.
that would be.
That's what I've heard. I don't know if that's the canonical truth of the matter, but it was on 4chan, so I don't know if there's ever a canonical truth of the matter
Seems
there.
more like.
I really hope it's just like random gibberish that somebody came up with just so that I don't feel bad.
It was
I
like
mean,
he was trying to talk about like Stalker or something, some FPS
he
game.
was trying to talk about aesthetics
Yeah,
of a particular. It's like in context, it makes marginally more sense insofar as if you parse what he's actually trying to say, it's a fairly simple statement. The problem is, and it actually would make sense if you were using like an old bad translator to try to get across a fairly nuanced idea,
yeah.
or even like a fairly straightforward idea. And because like the thing about Chinese grammar is it's really, really, really simple, but English grammar, contrary to what most people would think, actually isn't. So it just kind of it doesn't work in
Uh,
that sort of
Shredney, what are you talking about? We've only got 80,000 special cases that you need to memorize, and then you're good.
yeah. But yeah, like the thing is actually what I was saying with like the you know
Any more like, right?
the like the but I'm saying with the habitual form it means like for example like if it's referring to like a verb, it means when you do something on a regular basis.
Hmm.
Like, you know, if someone, you say he be working, that means that this person works, you know, on a regular basis and isn't necessarily working right now, but generally speaking works. I have a job. Same basic sentiment.
Right.
But it's an idea that doesn't like work that simply in most dialects of English.
Right. Has there been an episode so far where we haven't learned something new about grammar from Shredney? Not that I'm complaining. It's just an observation.
Huh.
You should.
Traditions.
You
Me
should.
always be,
Tradition.
me always being like in in every episode to some degree, and Shrek learning us, getting us learned with that good old sweet grammar knowledge.
Y'all be learning.
Learning you some knowledge since 2012.
We be learning dollars turning. God, nobody want to say something like that.
What's that from? I recognize those lyrics, but I don't remember from where.
Sean Paul, we be burning.
Okay.
Not concerning what nobody want to say. There we go.
Alright. You know, it's very peculiar that Sean Paul is on the pop charts again.
right?
Did he just like take a break or something? Was
He
that?
just like ran. I think he might have ended up going to jail like at some point.
Oh,
Calling
okay.
immediately, something like that.
All right. I guess that would make sense.
Yeah, but yeah, like just how he randomly came out of the ether with like Cheap Thrills with Sia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forgot he was involved on that song.
Well,
Yeah.
he was only on like one of the two versions, and because I live in an area that is frighteningly culturally monochrome, the radio stations here all play the one without his verse on it.
Huh.
That's
You know,
also that's all. Yeah, basically. That's also why I didn't know that there was a Jay-Z feature on Umbrella for like a year after it came out.
What?
wow.
Which? Wait. Well, that's even okay. That's weirder for a. That's even weirder for a couple of reasons.
Yeah, because that's the original version of the song. It's not like a remix or anything. He just has that intro part.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Oops, my
it's
bad.
weird for so many reasons.
It's like a I don't know. I guess it's like a they don't want to offend soccer moms thing or something. I don't.
Uh,
There's one station here that plays the versions with the rap verses intact, and then none of the other stations do. It was really annoying when Dark Horse was popular for two reasons. One is that Juicy J is the only good part of that song, and the other
True.
the other annoying thing was that the edit was like really obvious. So you'd actually hear like an audible click in the track as they cut out his thing.
Oh no, baby.
It was really irritating.
I I heard this like really weird version of Drunken Love like a couple of days ago on the radio, and it had Jay-Z's part and it had Beyonce's parts, but they cut out the hook of the song.
That's bizarre.
There literally was no chorus. Like it just
uh,
jumped around from like the verse to Jay-Z's part. It's just like no.
uh,
You've made a mistake.
uh, yes, uh, music was a mistake.
Basic wasn't.
Can we get that? Can we get like a picture of Jay-Z looking sad with music was a mistake written underneath it in the same vein as the Miyazaki picture?
Yes.
Poor.
No, or like
Actually,
no,
never mind,
we have to go to like the oldest musical tradition on earth and have a representative of it or something. Like a guy holding a didgeridoo looking sad saying music was a mistake.
Hey, have you heard the title of my new manual for didgeridoos? It's called Didgeridoos and Don'ts.
Oh no.
I stole that joke. That's not
Didgeridoos for dummies.
a Planet Jane original.
That's the kind of joke that people's parents make. Jay. That is like on the tier of something my granddad would say. Like
That's like half of my sense of humor is like bad dad jokes and mom jokes.
yes.
Legit question. Did we get Spelunky working?
Yeah, is it not showing up? Oh my god, I never took down the overlay.
I see the thumbnail. Yeah.
Nobody thought to ask me about that?
I'm sorry.
Just don't question it. Don't question it.
12 minutes
Not
in.
question the orb.
12 minutes in, everybody's still just looking at this fucking jellyfish. Oh, Lord.
It's a good image. It's a good
It is a very good image.
Oh,
It does
God.
say what we're about.
I can't speak.
I liked that jellyfish. You know what? Just have a podcast instead. No video games. We need to get. Oh, I fell on some spikes. We need to get one of
I'm
those.
actually gonna start a podcast, so
It actually kind
Yeah.
of is like a podcast video games.
I mean, that is kind of the secret, is that this is mostly just an excuse to talk to people and make stupid
Yeah.
jokes. Like,
And and like when you're playing Spelunky, die horribly
yeah,
for the entertainment of all.
I started looking for cool jellyfish to Photoshop. Awesome. Well, we could do what the NLSS does. They roll out like a new thumbnail for their videos like once a month, like the VODs. So we could do that, I guess. Something like that.
Yeah,
If we end up with a bunch of them.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I have to quickly go
Yeah.
use the bathroom and also acquire more soda.
Okay.
I shall be back momentarily.
Damn, I gotta be entertaining now.
Yes, you do. You're obliged.
Well, so earlier today I went to La Madeleine. It's like a French place, and they just like opened a store over in my like hometown because there's one on campus at school, but we didn't have one in Raleigh until recently.
Mm-hmm.
So I got crepes, and
Oh.
it was the first time I'd had crepes. It was pretty good.
I have never had crepes. They're like kind of like rolled up pancakes, right, with stuff in the middle.
Yeah, flat, kind of like thin, flat sort of pancake with like cheese sauce and then eggs and spinach. I got mine with,
Okay.
but you can get it with different stuff like inside, I guess.
That was actually, I have a funny story about that. The one time my aunt Donna, who is a nice woman but also very wealthy, so she doesn't like understand how people who aren't live sometimes. And she, I don't remember what the context was, but she was watching me and one of my younger brothers, and they were taking us to breakfast, and she was like, "Oh, I bet you kids love crepes. Do you want to go to this crepe place down in Allentown?" And I like me and Chris, my younger brother, just kind of looked at each other with like, what the fuck is a crepe, you know? We ended up going to some diner instead. She was a little bit annoyed, I think, but you know, she probably doesn't even remember that. That was like 5 years ago now.
Crepes always make me think of the bit in Talladega Nights where like the villain dude that's played by Sacha Baron Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to make Ricky Bobby admit that the French are actually kind of cool, and Ricky Bobby's like not having any of it, and so like he's just trying to get him to say "I love crepes," and it's just like not working out.
I've actually never seen that movie. Is it good?
It's actually pretty good, like from what I remember. Although the humor is obviously in the like sort of like off color type of
Okay.
style. So Will Ferrell type stuff.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get you. You know, for the longest time, I don't know why, but I always used to get Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler confused. They don't look
Oh no.
they don't look anything alike. But like, I don't know, it just
Well, one of them is actually funny, so there's that.
But yeah, I don't know. It just, for whatever reason. I mean, the other thing is like I simplify it by saying that I don't watch movies, but I don't watch very many movies because there's no movie theaters around here, and I don't like watching movies at home, just like on a DVD player. So I end up seeing like one or two movies a year, usually. At most. I actually had wanted to go see the new Pirates movie because I am, in fact, the one person still keeping the franchise alive. But,
Hello.
hello.
Hey.
But, w- my mom went and didn't invite me along, and I was kind of sad about that, but that's okay. From what I heard, it was
What?
watching the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Oh, that's a little rude.
Yeah, you know.
You know what I never understood? Why we always pronounce it Pirates of the Caribbean.
As opposed to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
English language is weird.
that is everybody, right? That's not just me that does that.
No,
Yeah.
that's everybody.
Hmm.
It's never Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I think Pirates of the Caribbean just kind of doesn't sound as good.
True.
Yeah, it doesn't flow as well.
Caribbean sounds more
Well,
piratey.
you know, now that I think of it, that's not the only place I've heard it pronounced Caribbean. There's that Billy Ocean
Yeah,
song,
not,
Caribbean
I mean,
Queen.
I've heard it in alternation.
Death.
Yep.
Like, so, I mean, I've used it in alternation in different contexts. You know, like,
I am alternation as a concept.
well, I mean,
The alternator.
now I'm just thinking of that Death Grip song, I Am Overflow.
Is that the one that plays when that guy gets chased by wild animals in that one video game? Because if it's not that, then it's not the best Death Grip song.
Oh no, that's Tachyon.
Okay.
I'll feel it.
Tachyon!
That video is so good. I don't even, like, have the words. There might not be words in the English language to explain why that video is so great.
It's like, Death Grips are something.
Yeah, they are.
I still have not heard Bottomless Pit.
Me neither.
Huh.
I
I
think I listened to the first couple songs off of it, but never like the entire thing.
I'm not actually like a huge fan of them, but they do their thing. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like it is like a thing that it's like, you know, like I can understand not being into it.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where it either clicks with you or it doesn't. They do have this one song actually that I really like, but it's like an ambient interlude in the middle of one of their albums or something, so it doesn't sound anything like their normal stuff.
I mean, they have a pretty wide range of like weird stuff that they do. Like one of my favorite tracks of theirs is Blackjack, which just is like it's sort of hard to describe. It's like the beat feels like it's moving backwards at the same time as it's moving forwards.
No, maybe it is, because there's people who've done that before you. They layer reversed
Yeah,
drum sounds over top of ones that are played normally.
I assume so, but it's also like there's like I think part of it is like on the vocals they use like reverse reverb in an interesting way. Like, you know, the attack is backwards, so it just sort of feels like everything's being sucked backwards while it's happening.
Suck.
Yes.
So,
How many levels of musical appreciation are you on, my dude?
I don't know, my guy, about maybe 5 or 6.
You are like little baby. Watch this. Plays Death Grip song with the echo filter on top of it.
It's a douche.
That's Monty.
Yes.
I find myself like shocked that the Doge didn't die just now.
Yeah,
He exploded all the blocks.
he's like the bombs in this game have a very precise range. So if you know what you're doing, you can predict it.
Doge.
He is, although sometimes they do die horribly, which is unfortunate.
Oh, that is sad.
Drunk Doge.
I always feel too dumb to listen to your stuff, PJ. But I don't feel bad about it. For one thing, my music is not very smart at all. I don't really know anything about musical theory. For another thing, you know, it's just not for everybody. It happens. If it makes you feel any better, my own mom hates my music, so... Hey. Anyway, I have a shotgun now, so that's pretty cool.
I have a shotgun. That's gonna dislocate your shoulder.
What?
But it's okay, because you're in a video game. You don't feel pain.
You okay over there, man? Just checking.
I mean, again, am I ever actually okay?
That's
It's
fair.
okay not to be okay.
Indeed.
I always feel like I am a little baby, Manny says. Aw.
Uh,
I'm not sure if I should leave this skylight open or not, because the fact that it is raining, but the
hold on, hold on, stop, hold on. I have to stop you. You have a skylight just in your room,
because I'm in the attic and my uncle put in two
but
skylights in the attic.
why?
There aren't really okay. There are two windows here, right, at either end of it, because this is an old house, and so like the windows are way recessed into the wall, so you don't get a lot of light in here. And I guess he didn't want to like put a ton of wiring up here. Like there is wiring up here, but like
I'm
I
just
don't.
imagining you with your tablet sitting and getting rained on in your little attic nook.
I mean, I'm not actually getting rained on because it's like hitting the giant pane of glass. So I'm gonna close it. Like,
Bye, Manny.
Later.
I
Mm,
yeah, just screwing down the thingamajig with winch.
the what?
Oh, winch. I mean, it's like there's one of those winchy things to get the window open and closed on the skylight.
Oh, winchy thing.
Yeah, you know, it's like a handle. It turns.
Isn't that a handle?
Yeah, but it works like a winch. It makes the thing go up and down and up and.
Uh,
When it
Physics
goes
with
up, the
Trendy
window
Master.
is open. When it goes down, the window is closed.
But the what about when it goes up?
When it goes up, it is open.
I'm
I
not.
do not understand this.
I'm not privy to the intricacies of this bit. I don't understand what we're doing.
I was initially trying to adopt an accent appropriate to, like, you know, maybe one of my old Jewish relatives, but it wound up sounding like bizarrely Middle Eastern slash Slavic. So I just went
Low
with it.
key, I was being Bartok from Anastasia.
That works. I mean, it's just like
Can you imagine the kind of life you'd have if you had been named Bartok?
I mean, as a first name or just as a last name?
No, that's the first name.
As the first name, I don't know if that actually it's an actual first name. I think it's just a reference to Bela Bartok.
It's a first name now. We live in the 21st century. Anything can be a first name.
True, but I was actually, as I said, because I'm reading the rest of his voice. There's a whole thing about Bela Bartok. He's very interesting.
You guys ever think and you like remember that Kanye West named his children North and Saint?
Yeah.
I didn't know that he named his other kid Saint.
It's a good name if you're the son of Kanye West. If you're not, it's a terrible name.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, Northwest is still like Lord.
No, that's Kanye. That's Kanye you're thinking of. Get it? No, okay.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Help me, easy. I want like to go 500 years into the future and see if Kanye West eventually becomes an actual religion.
I, who even knows? I mean,
What is this? I have never seen. Oh, geez, I accidentally hit one of his people. Well, that's a bummer.
I'm gonna see. Oh,
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
That was not pleasant.
pretty interesting.
yeah.
You'll pay for your crimes.
Yeah, the shopkeepers in this game are bananas. Although the way that people who are really good at this game play is you just wait until you find a shopkeeper selling a shotgun, and you kill the shopkeepers, and then you just take all their stuff for free.
Oh,
The
jeez.
the bad
So you
part of
said
that,
they're bananas. They're bananas. Bananas.
yes,
Oh God.
Bananas.
A few times I've been around that track. But it's not just gonna happen like that. Cause I ain't no hollaback girl.
Ain't no hollaback girl.
Um, I mean, uh, uh,
Same.
I guess I'm still alive after being exposed to that.
Oh, come on. It's not a good song, but there's definitely worse ones that exist.
Okay, that's true. There is worse, but those are the ones that I truly feel like I've survived something terrible.
Mm.
Well, I mean, you guys are both talking to a boy that like unironically loved Fergie, and I know that was Gwen Stefani, but Fergie was in the same boat. So
I
I mean,
think the main thing was that Fergie like didn't have a musical career prior to being Fergie, or at least if she did, nobody knew about it. Whereas
she probably did.
Gwen Stefani used to be
Yeah,
part of frickin' No Doubt.
no
It's
doubt.
just a
Yeah.
weird
yeah,
transition.
yeah, and it's also, I mean, I guess, well, actually, with Fergie, she was part of the Black Eyed Peas, who, you know, but then again, it is the Black Eyed Peas. It's a very different thing from being in No Doubt.
Yeah. Well, the thing with the Black Eyed Peas is that for a while they were actually before they became famous, they were actually like a fairly respected underground rap group. They had a minor hit
Yeah,
with Request Line with Macy Gray, and then they
yeah,
became
I was aware of that.
bad.
Yeah, it's just,
And
it's just that, yeah,
the worst part is that the transition was slow too, because you could see.
yeah, but I'm saying,
Go on.
yeah. I was just sort of saying that, like, because of the whole, period of transition into being a not very good band, um, there was precedent for that, you know?
I guess.
So, I guess,
What's personally weird about the piece to me is that like there's so the last two albums that they put out, the end and the beginning. The end was actually like an album that I liked a lot, but then the beginning, which basically did the same thing musically, just wasn't good.
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me and my like weird electronic loving self or whatever.
I don't know, I feel like that happens, is like, a band will do something perfectly well enough the first time around, but then the second time it's diminishing returns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, did you know that Fergie is no longer in the Black Eyed Peas?
I don't know about that one because
Is she?
it's weird. They haven't actually like said whether or not she's like out of the band like
Uh,
permanently or not, but she wasn't in. She didn't appear with them like at their most recent thing,
okay.
and
I
she's kind of working on like her solo album that she's been working on for the past like 10 years or whatever.
Okay. Interesting.
That's a long time to be working on a solo album.
Yeah, I think,
Very long.
I mean, like, I don't really like Fergie's music that much, but I think she is kind of one of those people who got sort of screwed over by the label system. Because
Yeah.
there was a couple records like that. There was one of the Spice Girls made a solo album in like 2003. To give you an idea of how old this thing was,
Yeah.
there was a feature by MOP on it. And
MOP?
yeah, the Anti-Up guys.
I don't even recognize that.
It
I don't think I do either.
was a fairly big rap hit in like 2000. The point is,
Yeah.
she made this solo record and it was done, but they just never released it. And then, like, last year or the year before, it finally leaked.
That's sort of like
And it was just this weird time capsule of, like, 2002 era pop music. I don't quite know when it was made, but I do know it was before Old Dirty Bastard died because he has a feature on it.
huh. That's
Wow.
gotta feel a little weird to
Yeah.
listen to.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, I think the same thing kind of happened to Fergie. It's gonna come out in like 2020, and it's gonna have like a bunch of Missy Elliott verses or something.
Oh my god.
That's just it sort of reminded me of the reason why Wire left EMI was explicitly because they wanted to establish sort of like what Virgin had done with or it was Island Records had done with Brian Eno with giving him sort of a sub label to do like various things,
Mm-hmm.
and they had solo projects they wanted to pursue, and EMI being EMI them to go screw themselves. So they left EMI, but they couldn't find a single other label that would be able to give them an advance. Which the
Hmm.
problem was that the way that they recorded, they would be focusing on an album for like weeks at a time. Just being in the studio, which meant that they couldn't go back to like normal jobs.
What was that? Oh,
What the hell?
it's
Yeah, you did that thing.
yeah, that was interesting. I don't know why that happened. My stream is muted. I don't know why. That was weird.
Huh.
Trey, are you
Yeah,
still there?
yeah.
Yeah, just muted.
Okay, that's weird. I wonder what the heck caused that.
I don't know.
Spooky.
But yeah,
Spooky.
indeed.
Too
But yeah,
spooky for
basically,
me.
like, yeah. So then they went on hiatus for a while, and Colin Newman released a bunch of solo records, one of which is considered, a classic on the same level as what Wire were doing, but like isn't as well known, which is A to Z. And then Bruce Gilbert and Graham Lewis formed Dome and did a bunch of weird shit.
Can I say something? This isn't
Yeah.
like an actual slight against the quality of the music itself. I don't like band names that are just random noun. Like
Yeah, it's
I
well, like with Wire, it was like because they, as they put it, it was like, especially at the time, it was like it was a very straightforward name that you could remember easily that also looked bigger on a poster than a longer name.
I guess I get it, but I don't know. It's just like, well, what's your favorite band? Horses. Dome. Wire.
Don't
It's just,
Dome kind of is weirdly appropriate because if you've ever heard anything by Dome, the name kind of makes sense. I
Hmm.
don't know how. It's like it is a very round word that describes a piece of architecture and feels vaguely ominous. And I think that kind of suits the group.
You see, my perception of domes was ruined forever by the Simpsons movie because there's
Oh
a
god. Yeah,
dome,
I've seen it.
yeah, and there's
Dome!
and there's that part where there's a little commercial, and it's like on the route between 183 and the dome, Dome Depot, and that's now what I think of anytime I hear the word dome.
Dome Depot.
They sell domes and dome-related accessories.
Oh god.
King of the Dome.
King of the Dot.
Carry the pupper.
Mm-hmm.
King of the domicile.
Tote the doggo.
What? Huh?
There's an echo happening.
Yeah, there is, and I don't know why.
My apologies.
CC
I didn't
joined
have
in.
the stream
Oh,
muted.
hello.
A wild CC appears.
How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Uh,
How about you guys?
I'm really disturbed that I can hear my own voice.
yeah, can whoever's got the
Yeah,
stream
sorry
unmuted?
about that.
That's
Let me,
okay.
let me mute myself and then I'll put on my headset.
Okay.
Oh, good idea.
I was gonna make a Kendrick Lamar joke when you said K Dome or something like that. King of the Dome. There we go.
Oh, and then I said King of the Dot, so K Dot.
Yeah,
I
King
get
of the
it.
Dot.
Okay, I get it.
Left stroke just went viral.
What?
My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral.
What is, what?
Kendrick Lamar lyrics.
Yes.
Be humble. Sit down.
He can't. You see, the thing is that he can't fake humble because you're ass insecure. That's his. That's like the point of the song is that he can't do that.
Yeah.
He's incapable of doing it.
Also, it's basically like a giant Big Sean diss. That too.
I actually haven't heard about that, which is surprising to me.
Yeah. It's like 100% aimed at him. That's why the hook goes, "Hold up, little B."
Huh. Did they have like an issue with each other? I actually didn't know that, which is surprising to me
Well,
given.
I think that it all started like after he ethered him on his own song.
Control, okay.
Yeah. Residual stuff.
And then there was okay, yeah, now I remember. 'Cause-
was left between
What
those
do you,
two.
like, I forget what ethered actually.
Well, actually, ethered is when you destroy somebody entirely in a diss rap. Being renegated is when you are completely destroyed on your own song by the feature rapper or a feature rapper.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Renegade.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, what?
I only know these things because I spend too much time on the internet.
Yeah, but how? But I mean, where do those terms come from?
Song titles. Ether is a Nas song, and Renegade is a Jay-Z song with an Eminem verse on it.
Huh.
Hello, CC.
Hi.
How are
Sorry,
you?
I'm not very talkative.
It's okay. How are you?
It is okay.
I am doing okay. Ate a bit more than I perhaps should have. Don't regret it.
It happens.
Yeah.
I guess part of the reason why with ether is like it was that I associate that with a Gang of Four song of the same title, which is apparently, uh, I mean, as with any Gang of Four song, it is about politics.
Mm.
Politics. I think it might be about like the mental health system in England at the time.
Hmm.
It's sort of ambiguous.
Welcome to Max's kissing parlor. Hmm.
What?
You'll see.
I will see. I think.
Oh, we gonna kiss the dog.
Just testing it. I lost my signal for a bit because I accidentally activated Siri.
Oh, you're back. I hear you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey. Siri is disrespectful.
She has no tact.
Zero.
Fucking
So
Siri,
you-
bud.
So you made out with a dog.
Yeah,
and-
for $8,000 a lick. Yes.
Oh my, that's expensive.
Kinky.
Yeah, this makes a bit more sense when it's like a lady in there, but even then.
Uh,
Kinky.
so what does doing that actually do? Does that restore health?
Yeah, it gives you an extra heart for each lick.
Oh, okay, so it can go over like whatever your normal
Yeah,
maximum would
it's
be,
you.
or
You
is that not how things work? It's bugged.
there's not well there is a maximum. It's like 999 or something ridiculous, but
I
there
just said spunky.
there isn't a maximum. You just start at 4, and then you can get more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Otis Spelunkmeyer.
I mean, I suppose.
Otis Spelunkmeyer. I like that. Otis Spelunkmeyer.
I suppose that making out with the dog would make you feel nice and spunky.
I
Not in a
immediately
sexual
regret that
way.
flub.
Not in a sexual way necessarily.
Dun 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 dun. Yee.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Yee.
What is happening now?
And the initial bit was
Memes.
We're
Yazumanga Daio intermediate.
I see.
no, well, I think that's what you were doing, but we were doing the Yee video.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
the
yeah.
dinosaur video I've never seen in my life.
You've never seen Yee?
Never
Yee.
seen.
It's a classic of its genre. It's the very first video in important
Somebody put
videos.
Somebody put a chip on the bingo card.
Uh,
A classic of that's been used twice. So
that's just something that I say a lot.
I know it is.
I don't even remember where I got it from. It just
It is a chip on the bingo.
well,
I
there
don't
we
have
go.
The bingo card. Where is the bingo card? Someone show it to me.
I think it's in Jane's thread. Hold on a sec.
I'm gonna go. I'll find it. I will find it.
I gotta remember to make myself one of those.
We should make one for the stream at some point.
Yeah, that's it.
Here.
Mine
Oh,
would
it's
probably
something
be
like-
just like
Oh no, I lost
Tray.
my way.
hey, wait a second. You trying
Don't
to
lose
make
your-
me lose my
Not
way?
again.
Lose your way. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
I get it.
Yeah.
No, it's
Did I
Yee.
tell you guys I won a game of Monopoly for the first time in my life the other night?
You told me, but I don't think you told
Bravo.
them. I didn't actually know. This is gonna sound ridiculous, but it's just like I've never really thought about it before. I didn't actually know you could win Monopoly.
Well, the thing is that the game typically takes so long that people usually give up before a winner is decided.
There is no winner in Monopoly. There is only pain.
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
Pretty
The point of
much.
Monopoly was literally a lesson like, hey, everybody, capitalism fucking sucks.
And then it
You
Yeah,
gotta
but
play this
was.
game to see for
but that's
yourself.
also but that's also like there was a wildly different version of the game where that was the point. But it's like it's evolved. Here's the thing: the guy who patented it was basing it off of one of the various house rules versions, which had developed in the wake of and weren't actually copyrighted variations on an original version of the game from like 30 or so years prior or something like that. Like it had been around a long ass time before this guy essentially ripped this one apart.
Didn't realize that.
We should
It's
get
titled
tabletop simulator at some point.
Anyway, the game ends
there
when
it is.
everybody's broke but one person.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
And I basically snagged 3 of the 4 railroads. We were playing Pokemon edition, so they were actually Pokeballs. Early on like my first round of the board, and just like every time somebody would land on one of those, I'd get $100. And about halfway through the game, I realized, wait a minute, I'm rolling in fucking Dosh. I am loaded as hell. I can just buy up a bunch of expensive properties,
Mad stacks,
afford to
yeah.
just buy everything I land on.
Okay, I think we're getting into actually coming closer to bingo at this point because I think we've already got mentions. I think there was a bad attempt at a song parody at one point in this stream. Mention of never playing a popular game, and a classic of its genre done twice. So we are approaching. We're approaching bingo.
Hey, you listen
Okay.
here.
So we need so we need 2 more for that particular line.
Yeah, casual reference to being a witch of great power and irrational but very strong opinion about one's people. Wait, actually, sort of that happened because home stuff was brought up, so we're 1 point away.
Well, I didn't say anything about Homestuck though, so that doesn't count.
Okay, that doesn't count. God damn
Yeah.
it.
No, that doesn't.
Uh, we came
Swiggity struggle.
we came close when I said that I don't like band names that are just single nouns, but that's not really about the
That
band
wasn't
itself.
about the media. It was just about their name.
The phenomenon, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just like, oh, where is it? There's one on here that would actually fit that one, but it would not give us a bingo.
Well, I mean, we should mark them all down, increase our odds.
Yeah, okay. Have I been given an alternate nickname yet?
Aside from Bash?
Well, that's not something that I call him. That's something that other people call him. I did call you the Vash Boy Shred that one time. That was pretty good. That wasn't on this stream, though. That was like a year ago.
Well, it's been mentioned on stream now.
I guess that's true.
But at the same time, that was mentioned out of the context of actually using it to address him, so who knows?
That's true.
Yeah, this is actually quite the complicated thing. We didn't account for all the various gray areas that could come up.
To be
Yes.
fair, this was mostly intended to be used in text zones, I figure.
Yes, that makes sense. But nonetheless, it does occasionally apply, regardless.
Yeah.
A Jane is a Jane regardless of the medium.
That's true.
Mm.
I like.
Queen Jane of Corneria.
Yes, that's me. I'm like oddly tired today. I think it's because it's been raining all day.
It is a ghost.
It's a ghost ball.
Spoopy.
Friday night.
What the heck? There's a cough in here, which means that there's a character in there.
To your level.
Who
Show me the
is
one
who
I
is it?
need the most.
It's the pirate lady.
Pirate lady, sign me up.
Piracy.
She's purple, and I love her a lot.
She is very purple.
I
Wow.
think I don't know if I have to actually get her to the exit. I think the fact that I just like have her is fine. But I should probably try to get her to the exit anyway, just to be sure.
Why she have a pickaxe?
'Cause it was on the ground and she picked it up.
Ah.
She picked it up.
Oh no. That
Pick your
would-
axe up.
I'll kick your axe.
There we go. I guess she actually can't go in there. Okay.
Did you know that, like, actually, pronouncing the word ask as axe is a thing that dates back to, like, before the English language was actually the English language?
Huh.
Yeah, like, in the Coverdale Bible from the 1400s, they consistently use as an AXE.
Weird. That is very strange.
Yeah.
I mostly just think of it as like a shitty pun. Like you say that when you're about
Pain
to.
axed God. Am I my brother's keeper?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like yeah, and it goes back really far. It's because of the word in Old English is spelled either ACS or ASC, depending on the dialect.
Man,
The more common
evolutionary linguistic evolution is weird.
it is.
Evolution in general is pretty weird.
But no matter how you type it, going to axejeeves.com is not going to get you the right result.
Rest in peace, Jeeves.
Rip.
He was a good man.
Ask.com just like went to complete like shit after Jeeves went away.
He was the heart of the company.
Yeah.
It really wasn't.
He was the heart and soul of that place. He built it with his own 2 kid-gloved hands.
Oh dear.
I have an irrational desire to own a pair of kid gloves at some point in my life.
A pair of what?
Like those white gloves that butlers wear.
Oh. Yeah, those things look nice, I guess.
Yep.
What about, like, Ash Ketchum gloves?
That's another friend of mine's thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows somebody who likes fingerless gloves. It's like one of those, like, there's one in every friend group type things.
Yeah, that'd probably be me.
See? There you go.
Or if you know anybody who's like serious about biking.
That too, yeah.
I like gloves in general. Gloves are nice.
I like gloves as an idea, but whenever I wear them, I always get, like, fabric stuck under my fingernails and it hurts. It's annoying.
That's a little unfortunate and gross.
Yeah. Welcome
Like,
to
honestly-
Jane's oversharing hour.
Yeah.
I mean,
The hour never
Not
ends.
the worst thing. Not the worst thing that's been brought up
Oh,
on the
no,
screen, I'm
I
sure.
I could share so much worse than that.
Yeah. And
Oh.
let's not.
Yeah, let's
like,
not.
Before we go ahead, get ahead of ourselves here.
Oh, what, you guys don't want to talk about colonialism again?
That's like a once a month thing. Like every month we can
Have a conversation about
totally
colonialism.
impassioned discussion about colonialism.
I mean, you know, I had said before, because Jane said, you know, like, let's not repeat the whole colonialism thing with the whole mentioning stepfather. It's like, if you somehow manage to put those two things together, it would be the worst possible topic for this stream. And, yeah, well, actually, no. I can think of, like, 3 or 4 worse topics for this stream, but that would just be bad.
Yeah.
Let's try and keep this. Let's try and keep this stream something that can still be sold at a Walmart.
Wait, what? That would be a great, like... There's gonna be a market for that in, like, 20 years, I bet. Like, complete sets of
Right.
live stream
Physical.
footage.
I
Oh my
mean,
god.
that the internet kind of invalidates that for the most part, but it would be
Yeah,
interesting.
but like I can see a couple people, not many, but like maybe like 100 people
I
buying
feel like
like.
that should be something Twitch does for April Fools next year. Like the the Twitch TV's greatest hits, the
Oh my god.
full run of Twitch plays Pokemon Red.
Yeah, but like
Oh wow.
I think that there are people who would actually buy that. I don't think that there's many
Yeah.
of them, but heck,
Yes,
I might buy it.
yes, that is.
Yeah, it's definitely like a
I mean,
cult thing.
yeah, who wouldn't want to own all like 200 hours of that stream on
But you
Blu-ray?
don't actually watch it. It's just a fun like,
It's a thing you have that
it's a
exists.
collector's object.
Yeah,
It's a
like
collector's item.
yeah,
It's like those action figures you don't open because
And if
they're
you get the
adults,
deluxe
not
edition, it
kids.
comes with a Helix fossil.
or it's kind of like having the MERS box.
MERS.
The MERS box, as in Merzbow's collection of unreleased material.
Oh, I thought you meant the rapper.
Oh no.
Hello, Manny.
URS.
CC is in the call now, and I don't know. Did anything else happen while he was gone? Hello, Gogo.
I don't know.
But
Anyway.
yeah, like not a lot.
Yeah, but in terms of more reasonable Twitch Plays Pokemon merchandise, a Helix fossil that functioned as an actual Magic 8 Ball would work.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, but yeah, the MERS box is 50 CDs of mostly unreleased material. There's also the Ultimate Edition, which was a Klaus Schulze box, which was a collection of other Klaus Schulze boxes. Because of just how much stuff Klaus Schulze has released. And that one I think was entirely like made up of, well, I mean, other than being on those boxes, was entirely stuff that he hadn't released. And it was like 75 CDs.
That's many CDs.
Yeah, and most of them were like 70 or 80 minutes of music.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's
Well, there is that one Mad Lib collection that's like $500, and it's like 20 cassettes in a package called the Brick.
yeah, yeah, it's like usually, I mean, that's actually even more unusual because like I mean, I guess like you don't see that as much in things like hip hop, but like in ambient and experimental electronic music and like noise, it's a little more common to have those like giant sort
Yeah,
of boxes.
well, Mad Lib, according to the man himself, and you can decide how much you want to trust him.
Yeah.
I think he once said he records like 30 tracks a day or something ridiculous. I
That's a
mean,
bit.
like most of those are like 1 or 2 minute loops, but still.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, it's sort of like just how like I mean, there are some incredibly prolific noise people. Like Sloth are this band that they used to be like a sludge metal group, right?
I want to
And
pause you for a second. I just want to say I would also describe myself as an incredibly prolific noise person.
it's like yeah, but like so they started out as a sludge metal band, right? And like but at some point they started just making like harsh noise. And at one point they were producing one track a day for like months on end.
Hmm.
And hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there are people here. Okay, that's good. Because for a second there, no one was there. That was alarming. Um, but yeah, like, so going on their Metal Archives page is one of the things because it's like a couple of releases throughout the 90s and stuff, and then you get to the 2010s, and then suddenly there are 200 of them, and then you scroll all the way
Have
down, and it's like,
you
yeah.
guys ever thought about, um, yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Hey Trey, are you still there?
Yeah. Hi.
Hello. Bomb and rope instead
I.
of one bomb. Oh, sorry. Apparently, I misplayed in Spelunky. I'm honestly not even paying attention to this game at all. Also, I think CC left because she's not in the call anymore.
Oh
Hmm.
no.
I don't know if she meant to do that or no. Anyway, yar har fiddle dee dee, we are a pirate.
Huh.
We will probably end the show after this particular run because it is 11 now.
That is. Oh wow, it is late.
It's reasonable.
Later than expected.
Yeah, I would like to go for a little bit longer with these sometimes, but I have such a narrow window of time that I can do them in. It's not really feasible,
That
unfortunately.
that makes sense.
Because like my mom's gonna be home in an hour probably, and
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. I was gonna watch more of Alien after this.
more
Because
what?
Alien, also known as Beast Player Alien, is it is an anime series that is kind of unfairly overlooked. It is really good.
What is it
It's
about?
okay. So there's a girl named Alien whose mother is a kind of uh, essentially a veterinarian in this strange fantasy world for these sort of weird Komodo dragonish things that are used as sort of war horses by this
Okay,
particular empire,
all right.
and it gets more involved.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very charming despite getting pretty dark at points. There's a nice tone to it, and is a fairly well observed story. It's, you know, more emphasis on characters than that sort of high fantasy thing tends to be.
Right. Well, it sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's really good. Also has pretty darn good animation, actually.
Is
Um,
it older or
uh, like uh, like early 2000s, I
okay?
think. It's like not, yeah, it's not that old. It's just one of those shows that seems to have just kind of disappeared in a way. Like it's on Crunchyroll, so it's not like hard to find.
Crunchy munchy.
It's just it's just that it's not like very. It doesn't come up much, I guess.
I get you.
Yeah.
Man, I said this already, but I am oddly tired today.
Yeah. That is reasonable.
It's a sleepy sort of afternoon, I guess. Well, it's nighttime now, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Hmm. I mean, like as you probably already know, like reason why I just sort of
Do do
appeared
do.
fairly late in the afternoon, other than the whole not being able to go up to my food until fairly recently thing was I was like on off asleep for a really really long time because I was awake for like 20 odd straight hours
Yeah,
yesterday.
I mean, I didn't like get any sleep yesterday at all, except for like a little nap in the afternoon. So that's probably why I'm
Jeez.
tired. But
Yeah. Yes. I advise sleep. Sleep is good. good for you.
Ah, it's overrated.
Sleep is overrated.
Sleep is for the weak. WEEK. Weak.
Do 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 do. You're right. The intermission music from Azumanga Daioh does sound a lot like the Yi music.
That's bizarre. Alright, we've reached the MS Paint phase of the show.
Papa bless.
Spooky, spooky.
Yes. I think this is where we talk about the lessons we've all learned today. And our feelings.
What's the lesson that we learned today?
The lesson that we learned today is
Steel beams don't melt dank memes.
Something like that.
I was gonna say that if you're gonna fry chicken, make sure that you have the right level of vegetable oil in the container in question.
That's wise.
Is that a fish? Jellyfish?
He's like a ghost
It's a
man.
fast ghost.
He's zipping along. He's got hands, and he's existing. I'm gonna draw. Yeah. I'm gonna shrink him.
You know what I kind of miss?
What? What?
The old Skullboy logo. I dug it.
Yeah, it was good. And there was also, I had a version that had somebody draw for me that was pretty nice, too.
Yeah.
It's like the guy munching on the sign. But, you know.
Things change.
Yep.
The new brand is nice, too.
Yeah. Also easier to search for.
Yeah.
I was gonna make this a haunted house, but I used brown, and brown's not a very scary color.
Also, legit question: are you guys like thinking that Shred Me should be on the label? Because I think that Shred Me should totally be on the label.
I asked him about it once before, but I don't remember what you said.
I don't remember you asking. So
Maybe I meant to and then forgot to do so, because that is very possible.
I mean, like, sure.
Awesome.
It's like, yeah. I release things really slowly, though.
That's okay.
I mean, I do too. I put out like maybe 1-2 things a year or so, like.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it is probably fair to mention that, like, the two most recent things that I released were, like, this like, collection of stuff from when I was a teenager, and then this other song, which I'd recorded ages ago, decided to, like, remix a little and add some, like, you know, like, stuff to.
Yeah, you were telling me that was I'm forgetting the title of it now. The Ghosts one or something.
Ghost music for ghost people.
That's it. Thank you. I forgot the title. I'm sorry.
I am still happy about that title.
It's a good title. Yeah, but like, there's no pressure. I mean, we don't really. Yeah. We're kind of like not great as a label because we don't really do anything. We just kind of, you know.
Yeah. We're a thing.
We're a family of artists.
Yeah.
You're a thing that exists, but like is a better thing that exists inherently than Alex Jones. That may be faint praise, but you know, it's definitely a standard to live by. Am I better than Alex Jones? That's like, you know, probably doing something right.
Well, due to a technicality, I mean, Alex Jones is technically I believe he's credited as a feature on that one track, isn't he?
Oh god, yeah.
Featuring Alex Jones.
So
The feature is in quotes.
in a sense, uh, it all comes full
Ghost
circle.
certainly has jazz hands, yes.
Oh, what have I done?
Featuring Alex Jones.
uh,
I'm a pioneer!
I'm an explorer. I'm human. And I'm coming. I'm animated. I'm alive. My heart's big. It's got hot blood going through it fast. Is it bad that I have the entire thing memorized?
I probably have most of it memorized too. It's just one of those things where it's like,
I eat meat.
Well, if that's what humans are like, I'd rather be a computer.
That was such a good conclusion to that.
I also like the part where he says, "This is what people looked like before us," which I don't even understand at all, but it's powerful stuff, I'm sure, in somebody's mind.
Riveting. Groundbreaking.
Do you think he writes those, or do you think it's all like improv?
Oh, I think he writes those.
You think so?
I mean, I just wonder, like, I know with it being Alex Jones, it's just like, there is no chemical alteration needed, it's just pure crazy. But, like...
Well, yeah, of course there's no chemical alteration needed. They put those in the water to make the frogs gay.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. Okay, but I'm saying, how much cocaine would you need to get up Alex Jones's level?
A lot. I'm a very calm person most of the time.
Yeah, just like, that's a lot of fucking cocaine.
That's Dr. Roxo from Metalocalypse levels of cocaine.
I forgot that show existed.
Oh, jeez. Just like, but yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's like, sometimes you feel like,
Like a nut, and sometimes you don't.
no, but I'm saying, like, sometimes you get, like, a thought that just randomly runs through your head, and it's like, wow, that sounds crazy. Yet, you just think Alex Jones does that all the time and never questions it.
Yeah.
And that's astonishing. How do you even do that?
Maybe he's an android.
That's possible.
Hey, I'm a robot. That's offensive.
Alright. Well, we should probably end this now. You guys have anything?
Alex Jones declares us part of the
Illuminati? Yeah. Whatever.
Illuminati cultural Marxist conspiracy.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
I mean, I'm Jewish. I'm already part of the conspiracy. Clearly.
Alright. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.